as we've said, I think we're both thinking it's going to be the game of the year for us. Yo, just messed up on Will's mic for some reason. He just weren't picking up. Thankfully, our community manager picked up on it and let us know, so we've resolved it. We're only 10 minutes in, so it's not like we can't rediscuss. This episode's primarily going to be focused on Stalker still, because there's just so much to say. But we do have some other bits, which is all about PC games that are scheduled for this year, Sniper Elite Battle Royale game that got cancelled due to Concord's flop, and Fortnite breaking records.
Yeah.
Now that we've got through that quickly, let's continue with Stalker. Can't believe that. So, Stalker 2, to put it simply, me and Will have been non-stop playing it. I'm just going to quickly recap as quick as I can, as best I can. So we've been non-stop playing it as of late. We've bloody hell. As we've said, I think we're both thinking it's going to be the game of the year for us. As I stated in the past, it's pretty much already been rated on Steam as game of the year for me. I think I'm going to hold that pretty strongly throughout. It's a game that's been made out of passion for the series, and you can tell that in every part of it. Even though the game is not perfect by any shape or form, you can see the passion and care from the developers in it. I don't know how much Will agrees with or disagrees with that, but
It's definitely one of the best games we've seen released this year, as you and I both said many a time between our own conversations.
yeah.
But it's just the fact that it's doing as well as it is, even given the issues it has,
Oh, 100%.
and the fact then the devs are working their asses off to fix it again.
Yeah, I mean, as we were just discussing before we realised the recording didn't go well, we just got onto the bits of how actually many patches they've uploaded. It's been just over a week since the game released, and there's one patch with over 650 patches, and another patch that released literally a couple hours later, which seems to patch a few updates that the original patch caused. Good news though, the game's getting to 83% positive now.
Yeah, getting up there.
Yeah. So patch 1.0.1. Before I actually go through the patch notes, I do want to quickly just mention something. As me and Will were discussing prior, we've put a fair amount of time into it now. We're both, I'd say, over the midway point of the story. I've put 23 hours, 39 minutes in, and pretty much I'm rushing the story, and I've still not fully completed it. Which
I've been doing like every side quest.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it still sounds baffling to me though. How long to be? Because like, you don't hear it, do you? When it comes to stuff like this, like, you don't hear of a game story being this long. 29.5 hours main story is the average time. The fastest rushed is 22 hours 4 minutes. When do you hear of a main story that's that long?
In fairness, you got to think about how long it takes you to get from area to area, and not everything is avoidable. So you're gonna have to fight things.
Yeah.
Or you just don't have ammo and meds, and you need to go to another area to get some extra stuff. Not that that's an issue I've had.
No, I'm sure it isn't an issue you've had. Bloody hell.
I have 2,500 9x18 bullets for my PTM.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called. The pistol's called, I think it's PTM. I can never remember the name of it because it's called Skip's pistol.
Yeah. PTM, yeah. Fastest completion.
I do believe, like, if you fully, like, just keyed everywhere, main story, you could get through it at a decent rate, but I like to do Yeah, I like to do every side quest before I continue with the main story.
See, there's just so much to do in the game as well. As I said to you, I'd love to see more mechanics like from the old Anomaly games. I actually put that
Yeah.
in my little review on Steam as well. So, for example, being able to repair your own equipment, being able to like set up a campfire, stuff like this, just
I do
little
think
things.
that would be nice, like having something where you can't fully repair it, but how I got completely screwed over in the swamps by the emission that made all my gear to 0%. It'd be nice
No,
to have
exactly.
some mechanic where you can even fix it to like 25 or even 50% yourself,
Yeah,
so you have less jams to give you a chance at fighting. Because
like
as I
if you
said to you,
buy
I got
a
attacked by a mutant on my way home, and my
yeah,
fucking guns kept jamming.
like if you buy a I don't know, let's say you buy a high quality repair kit, you can go up to 75%.
Yeah,
You buy a medium quality, 50%, low quality, 25%, and they're priced equivalently. Binoculars for avoiding or taking on long ranged enemies, stuff like that. Small things,
I don't
but
know if it's maybe my settings, but I saw a group of like friendly stalkers walking away from me, and they de-render kind of quickly.
yeah, this is. See, as we've discussed as well in private, this is something we've discussed a fair bit. So, A Life is a mechanic in Stalker that is pretty much required. It's what makes Stalker Stalker. Basically, what it does is A Life creates stalkers on the map, or even monsters, anything that can be alive on the map, it creates. And then it basically says, your mission is to do this. And it makes it act like a regular person or a regular enemy, anything else. And it's off to do its own thing. So the many different factions, oh right, let's say the Ward wants to take on Freedom. So they're going to go, the Ward's going to go over to a Freedom base, one of their little places that they've taken up refuge in. And the Ward are going to try and kill them all and take over. And it's going to do that without you being anywhere near it. You could be halfway across the map while they're doing this. But if you walked over in the middle of this fight, you could find this going on, and you could help Freedom or help the Ward take over this base or defend it. It's up to you. And that's kind of the big thing about A-Life in its simplistic form. The problem is with Stalker 2, A-Life isn't fully in there yet. And the reason for it, as I'm sure both me and Will know after being at Circa for more than 2 seconds, AI causes performance drops, which is problematic. And I think, to be honest, it is partially due to the Unreal Engine, which is the engine it's on. This does happen. There's not much that can be done about it apart from performance fixes and patches, and eventually, when it's all patched up, they can implement A-Life on a more wide-scale system. So, as I said, A-Life currently isn't there, so at the moment, well, to its full extent. So at the moment, if you see some stalkers walking around, as soon as they leave your vision, they will despawn pretty quickly, as you've just explained, Will. And reason for that, they don't want to lag you the hell out, which is pretty much why it's not there. When it does return in all its glory, I will definitely be replaying this game because it's going to change completely how it feels.
I mean, the
I've
whole game will feel completely different once they get all the patches that they want out and they have the
yeah,
game in an order that they want it.
oh, 100%.
I don't know if I said this in I think I did say this in last week's episode, but I genuinely think that because of the following the games have, they just wanted to finally get the game out after the delays.
Yeah.
They had it in good enough working order that it was playable, which I think it is.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're gonna work on fixing it
Yeah.
and
Sounds
getting
great.
it to as best as they can. And I'm glad that they released it when they have.
To be
Imagine
honest,
you had to wait
same.
a couple more months.
Oh, the thing is, there was a couple of good games that released this year. That nothing amazing, but there's been some good little bits. But overall, there's just been nightmare games that they've
I mean,
come out and died just as fast.
as I've mentioned, indie games this year have just swamped the area.
Oh yeah,
The massive companies have just been outdone massively.
100% they have. It's been a crazy year overall. So to see GSC Game World come out after all these years, being at war and everything else, and release this, which to me,
Speaking of actually what you've just mentioned, can we take a moment to address what the comment was on the last video?
I've got no idea.
They said they questioned because I at one point said that it's great because they'll get loads more funding, and someone said need money for what, something along the lines of that.
Oh,
What was it
so
they said?
funny thing that they need more money, XD. I couldn't figure out
I
what they were on about.
I can probably guarantee you, I don't care that what they're trying to point at, but the money that they're getting from this, I can almost guarantee you they're probably donating significant amounts to people from Ukraine. Because think of the hundreds and thousands of people that probably lost their homes.
Um, Actually, is a prime point for what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Um, and they also link directly to that. All this, yeah, it's
And I
all
can
been
guarantee you
mentioned.
they have contributed a significant
Significantly,
portion of the
yeah.
sales to that. So that's what they need money for, not just to support themselves so that they can work on the game to refine it, but also to help people who are going through extremely tough times.
Oh yeah. See, I'd heard some little bits, and I'm just going to quickly mention this and move on pretty fast after, because I don't want to be causing too much of a controversy. But apparently, there has been some sightings of some Russian people paying people to negatively review Stalker 2.
That's crazy, bro.
It's funny, I must admit. But apparently they're paying like 100 rubles, which is like $1.20, something like that.
It's
It's
not
not much.
$1 or $1. I think it's like 118 rubles or something.
Ooh.
Oh, let me double check.
So what's that, like 89 cent or something?
$1 gets you 107 rubles at the moment.
Bloody hell, it's just mental. But
Crazy.
anyways, let's discuss some of these fixes. We tried discussing last time how we lost a character. Oh yeah, that was what I was going to get to about that. I've got to re-mention this story now because I finally remember where I was going with
Right.
it. So
If you think you can put a time when you get to this part of the video, put a time to skip to if you don't want to hear this, because it's going to be very confusing if we're talking about this person and this
yeah,
quest.
that's actually a fair point. Right, we're gonna put a spoiler warning here.
Yeah, and put a timestamp of like when we finish
Yeah,
this.
I'll timestamp it all and I'll spoiler tag it and everything. So we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, so at the beginning of the game, you come across a place called Zelenskia, something like that.
Zelisnia, Zelicia or something.
Zalicia. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have Zalicia, and one of the first people we meet is Gaffer. You absolutely love Gaffer. You've got to. He's great, great bloke. So after you eventually go to Circa and the monolith returns, and the monolithians return to their brainlessness. That's the best way I can put it. I went straight back to Zalicia because I was like, I want to go quickly, and this is like one of the closest places to me at the time because I was like running down the map. So I was like, you know what, I'll run over there. And as I got close, I got some quests to do to defend it. And I think Will did as well, but Will's were a bit glitchier than mine.
Oh, it was really buggy for me to do it. I
So,
got like all the radio messages about them getting attacked, and I did go and defend them.
see, that's what I did as well. But there's something weird that happened, Will, and this will make you laugh. So, the first night that I was there, I got there, I defended it, but obviously mine prevented me from doing anything further. So, I saved my game, quit off. Next day, I came to it, but the patch had released. So, I loaded it up, loaded where I was, and I was able to defend Zalencia. I was happy. Defended it, completed all their side objective missions for them and everything. Even got an achievement for defending it successfully and allowing them to keep living. I walked off. It said, return to Zalencia. I was like, okay, return. Okay, everyone's fine. I turned around and walked off. Apart from Hamster. Hamster died randomly. No idea why. Anyways,
Who's Hamster?
the
Is he
merchant.
was he the guy you sold stuff to?
Yeah.
Did you kill him?
No, I didn't actually. I
Oh,
bribed
I
him and
killed him.
his guard to
Share resources.
yeah. Basically, if you pay
No,
his guard,
I killed him.
I find it funny. If you pay his guard's like, yeah, fine. Hamster then turned around and went, what if I pay you double? He went, if you pay me double, then you can just join us. I'm not defending you alone. It's like, oh, okay. I like this guy. He's got some morals. Anyways, as we were going, this is what fucking baffled me. I left, and then I got the message, Zalencia has fallen. I'm like, wait a minute, I've just done all this. I've got an achievement saying I've defended it. What's going on? Returned, he's dead on the floor. Just
Yeah.
Gaffer. No one else. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mine was an extremely buggy time. I went there. There were ghost gunshots all around the town because I went into the town and nothing was happening. The doors to like the little town hall thing were locked. I
Yeah.
couldn't get in. I was walking around because I kept hearing gunshots. Every gunshot I went to, there was no one there, and I would hear other gunshots. It eventually opened whenever I was just going around looting all the bodies. They eventually opened the doors.
Yeah.
All the people that were like just random NPCs to defend all got killed because they were all just crammed in the one spot, and all the other AI was spraying in, just slaughtered them all. So the only people left were the essential ones. There was Gaffer, there was the barter, there was the tech guy, and then the normal barter who was in the underground
Yeah.
bunker. I defended the whole place, did all the side quests, helped everyone out, went and killed the main monolithian that was attacking them.
Yeah.
Then went back, completed the mission, walked off, was doing other stuff after sorting everything out, and Gaffer started speaking over the radio saying Zalicia's fallen. It's no longer safe for rookies. Don't come here. Either you'll find his death. I was like, what? So I went back because I just defended them, and it's just Gaffer dead and no one else.
Yeah. So I experienced that. This is where it gets weird. I saved, loaded up the next day. All of a sudden, I get 5 notifications from Zalicia and Gaffer. I'm like, wait a minute, you died last night. What the fuck? What's going on? And he says how they defended it from monolithians. Zalicia is always going to be a safe zone for stalkers. I went back. He's alive. Hamster's still dead. Warlock. Yeah, is it Warlock? I think it's Warlock. Warlord.
Tech guy, is it?
No.
Oh, Warlord is the barter.
Yeah. He was still alive. The technician's disappeared, gone AWOL, and the medic's alive. It's like,
how can the technician go AWOL? He's missing a leg.
Yeah, I don't know. He was on the bed needing surgery. I got the guy's surgery equipment, but it also bugged saying I was hurting people on my own side and I should never return. I went back, spoke to him a little bit. He was like, yeah, okay, cool. Have a good day. Okay, whatever. The entire quest just glitched. So, once again, I'm coming back to that idea. When this game is fully back to where it needs to be, I'm going to replay and fully experience
I've had a similar issue to people disappearing as the Sphere. Is it Strider is his name who's in the Sphere?
Yes? Question mark? I think so.
I think that's his name. To begin with, going in the Sphere, there's no direction. Solder, maybe. There's no direction to how to complete the Sphere mission. Like, to get inside, I had no clue where to go. I finally stumbled upon it after running around for like half an hour. When I found Solder and killed the people that were attacking him, there was an optional quest of that main quest to help him. But all he was doing was like walking around in one spot and couldn't actually get anywhere.
Yeah, I had that.
I managed to actually get him to like move on, and he walked back towards where you find him getting attacked by 2 guys. He walked through the doorway, vanished. I heard shots up ahead where I just killed a bunch of guys. There was apparently 1 guy left in there. I ran over to the gunshots getting fired. Solder had teleported in there and died to the 1 remaining bot. I reloaded. I got him moving around again. He vanished entirely. There were no gunshots. I never found his body. I never found him either. So I don't know if he's alive or dead or what, but he's gone.
See, I was looking around for a while. I kept trying to talk to him and everything, and there was no way to actually help him, it seemed.
Yeah.
So in the
I
end, I
kept
just went,
getting him to
whatever.
talk, and he kept like moving in a different direction in that like little hallway where you drop over the
Yeah, I know
sand
what you mean.
barricade. I eventually got him to walk around to the right, back towards where he was, and that's when he teleported into the other room and died. I could not replicate that. So he
Oh,
just got stuck there, and I reloaded the save. And when I reloaded the save again, just was not there anymore.
hmm.
So
I'll
I just
give
had to move on.
I'll give one more warning as well, seeing as we're still in like, the spoiler territory area. The warning is this. Eventually, you're going to get to the point, as Will already knows, there's someone you've got to eventually face. It's going to be a part of the game called Faust.
I don't know anything about Faust
Yeah,
yet.
but you know you're going to have to fight him.
Oh yeah, I cannot
Yeah,
wait to kill that bastard.
yeah, exactly. So all I'm going to give as a heads up, I'm not going to spoil anything. All I'm going to say is your frames are going to die.
Wonderful.
Because there's some sort of event happening just on screen, but nothing to do with you simultaneously, that causes your frames to die. I went from 60 to 20. It was not fun. But yeah, enjoy that struggle when you get to that fight.
Right,
It
shall we
does
move on?
equalize. Yes. Yes, yes. Let's move away from spoiler territory, shall we?
No more spoilers from here on out.
Yeah, no more spoilers. So, sort of fixes they've done so far, anyways. Balance adjustments, they've done quite a bit that we actually wanted. So mutants not doing as much damage,
I
more
think the
money for
mutants doing
missions,
less damage is only on rookie difficulty.
uh, reduced blood. So yeah, but to be fair, we don't really care about their damage. More about how much damage we do to them.
Yeah.
So reduced bloodsuckers HP regeneration outside of combat, stuff like that. HP moderately reduced on everything, pretty much. You know, I can handle this. Slightly rebalanced Bloodsucker's damage. Good idea.
Which one's the bloodsucker? Because I
The
don't
big
know most of their
invisible
names.
mutant.
Oh,
Yeah, the one that's been pissing you off. That you were
yeah.
wasting bullets on.
They're not bad anymore.
No, they used to be, didn't they?
The spaz deals with them very easily, so they're
Oh,
not
yeah.
worried. You know what I'm having issues with now is the little small dude that's like wearing a hooded cloak.
Controllers. Yeah, he's a
Yeah, because
bitch. Takes your gun out your
the
hand.
only the only place I'm finding them is underground where it's pitch black and the flashlight reaches 2 centimeters in front of your face, so I just can't see him. So he's just spawning in like fake guys that are shooting you in the pitch blackness that I can't see, and I just die immediately.
Yeah, he's an absolute bitch. I don't like him.
I think the flashlight needs reworked
It
big
does.
time
Definitely does.
because I've had that issue so many times where I'm underground. If I have my light on and I'm ADSing a gun that has a scope, I can't see because the smoke
Yeah.
is just all in your eyes.
All the glare on the scope.
And even without even shooting, you can't see 2 feet in front of you anyway, but
Yeah.
enemies can see you no problem. And then it just takes all the fun out of it because you
100%.
can't see anything and you're dying to nothing, basically.
Um,
That's really my main issue with the game.
Yeah, I'm finding more issues with exoskeletons more and more. They just
I
keep popping
highly
up, and it's fine.
suggest just try to just lay into their skulls.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but even then, it's like everyone's now got exoskeletons, and I
Well, I've finally
still,
completed all the side quests, so next time I play, I don't think I'll be too far away from them. So I'll let you know how my experience goes with them.
yeah. So
But
I've
the
just
rifle
been,
I have with a very large scope, I can lay into people's heads pretty easily. The
I don't
ones that have
blame
been
you.
taking more than one headshot to die, I've been obliterating their faces. I have
Mate,
a big scope and 51 bullet mags.
I had a zone I had to defend yesterday, and it was just after like a big fight, and this fight was pretty much every single person was wearing exoskeleton armor. And there was about 50 of them, and I had to kill them. It was
That
not
speaking
easy.
of, I said this to you yesterday, and this is one thing that I've quite enjoyed about the game. When you're fighting enemies in like larger compounds where they've set up, even if it's not part of like a quest or anything,
Yeah,
there's quite a few of them.
Oh yeah,
There's not just 2 or 3, which there are still some areas where there are only, like, between 2 and 4.
yeah. That's because usually
But
the area is quite
that's like a
small.
little campfire, or yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like a little shack they're holed up in. But when you're coming across most groups, it's quite a lot of them. So you're not just killing a couple of people and you're done with it. Like if you're there
no,
with silencer,
totally.
you can kill like 2 or 3 of them off the bat before they get the chance to start shooting you. And by
Oh,
that point, you've
100%.
only got one enemy left. You've got like a good 10 to 20 people.
Yeah, no, spot on. So they fixed apparently some game settings and menus, adjusted unreadable text at the bottom of the shader compilation screen, and fixed issue with NVIDIA Reflex low latency option not being saved on subsequent boots of the game. I was quite happy that they added if you have your flashlight on when you save the game, when you reload, your flashlight will still be on. Because that used to piss me off. One thing I've not had since. I've
What's
not
that?
had
The HUD?
yeah, I've not had the HUD bug,
Hmm.
which is really good news.
Just as
Uh,
I found out how to fix it quickly, you just hit escape twice.
yeah, I had to keep saving and reloading the exact save that I just made. It was awful. Load of main mission, side mission fixes, which is great. Open
There
world
were,
experience.
if you remember correctly, I think we were looking at the reviews last week. There were
Yeah,
a lot of people saying they were getting soft locked in quests and all that.
yeah, exactly.
So I'd say that was probably one of their main focuses,
I
is
mean,
to,
120 other
wow,
issues within the main line, side missions and
that
encounters.
is crazy.
Open world experience. Fix stretched or missing limbs on humanoid corpses.
Oh no, don't fix that one.
That's great. The technician will finally have his leg back.
Yeah, he can stretch out his leg.
Yeah. Fix missing fast travel routes, including concrete plant first toadstool. This is good, actually. I've been experiencing that more and more, and they're now starting to pop up correctly. You know how to use fast travel in the game, don't you?
Yes, the guides.
Yeah.
I've not used it once though, to be honest.
I have, but it was because I had to go from, like, halfway across the map to the other half, to, like, the other side. It was fucking awful. But I had to do it within, like, decent time to catch up with someone. Resolved issues with loudspeakers, fast travel, and NPC in various locations, such as the scientist bunker and chemical plants. Adjust hostile NPC behavior during the arena missions. I'm happy I did the arena missions afterwards.
Hmm.
Corrected mission progress for the Black Sheep and the Key to Freedom's mission, and approximately other 50 issues. It's mental.
That's crazy.
Player guidance, gear and weapons, a couple here, and approximately 50 minor anomalies. Voiceover and facial animations, and a couple more other things. World, and approximately 50 other bugs.
I did notice the facial animations when they were talking, the mouths were not even close to in sync.
Yeah. So, I can't hover over these black bits because they're possible spoilers. But this
Okay, we're
came
not going
out
to look at any of
apparently
that.
yesterday. So
It's
all I'm
on
gonna say
screen, but
is
don't look at it, Rory. I'm
that
not. I'm not even reading it.
I'm not hovering over, but
I'm not
apparently
reading
they
it.
fixed a few more exception access violation errors, which is good news. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna cover on that. So yeah, actually let's have a look at some of the reviews at the moment and see how they're sat. I can't recommend it in its current state. Still runs like shit despite two major. What? Are you done?
And
Two
like I
major
said to you,
patches.
I changed some settings around, and I got up to 80 FPS on some
Yeah,
areas. I'm averaging 60 to 70. So I think my recommendation would be to have a look at your settings.
yeah.
But again, I would not recommend putting everything to low.
No. Still getting memory leaks and game crashes. Don't get me wrong, the game's still nowhere near perfect, but it's a lot better than it was, and there weren't two, there was only one major patch fix, and that was after a week.
What was the first patch, like 11.7 gig or
Yeah,
something? And then the second patch was like another 8 gig, in fairness.
yeah. Well, it wasn't small. It's not been. TLDR, it's just the same as the older title. No new ideas. They just copy and pasted. They did not evolve any mechanics that were all in the previous titles. If you like survival games and if you love Stalker, it's a must buy, but if you don't like those types of games, it's an easy skip. Graphics are shit. People say they are amazing. I think they sniff too much uranium. Really? Personally, I think the graphics were really nice.
Even on lower settings, they still look quite good. Now
Yeah,
they can look a bit bland because that's lower settings for you.
yeah,
But
exactly.
the fact that there's the amount that there is in the environment, just trees, shrubbery,
Oh,
stuff like
definitely.
that.
The anomaly mod graphics are way better in every aspect. So yeah, in 2024, this game graphics is the definition of below slash average slash substandard. No, anomalies graphics are really nice, but no, you're quite wrong on that factor. And we can actually get a review on that one in a couple weeks' time. I will install Anomaly and run a side by side. You can enjoy that. Performance, it's laggy and buggy. I have 4070 and it runs bad. 4070s aren't great in the first place, so that's stupid.
To be
But
honest, my
no, I do get
3060
that.
seems to run better than his 4070 then because I've only had one crash in like 30 something hours gameplay.
What did you say you've got? 2060?
3060.
3060.
Now, I personally don't recommend 60 first series cards from my experience, but
No, no, exactly. But
4070 is going to be a hell of a lot better.
yeah, superseded by the RTX 4060. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, look at everything. It's
Yeah.
pretty much over twice as good.
Oh, it's actually better than mine, is it?
No, yours is better.
Yeah,
Like
even though it
like
says
slightly.
it's superseded by the
That's the
4070
TI,
Ti. Ah,
but yours is like slightly faster in pretty much every aspect than the
yeah.
4070.
Fun how that works, isn't it?
I mean, I do think 40 series is going to be pretty good because what they have access to, such
Then
as
again,
DLSS 3. So,
look at the price of the 4070.
yeah.
It's not bad.
So I forgot cost effectiveness. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, but the other thing is that I don't think this guy gets. Your GPU is not the only thing that bloody
No,
matters. Your
I've noticed from
CPU is a
like
very other vital aspect.
yeah, I've noticed from resource usage using GeForce Overlay
Yeah.
that my GPU is definitely getting used more.
Oh,
But the
definitely.
CPU, it's not like my CPU is at like 2% utilization. You know, it's still
No,
I'd say at least 60% probably,
exactly.
but probably higher. Plus,
In
as we've very much discussed in detail, the game is not in its best state. You
no,
know,
of course it's not. In 4 hours of play, I had 2 crashes, but no game-breaking bugs. Gun customization is just average. The AI for the dogs pack, it's done better in the previous games. Uh, I really wish the game had a multiplayer or at least a co-op mode. What do you mean at least a co-op mode? Why would you want to play multiplayer?
they've
Uh,
also said they're planning on releasing
yeah,
multiplayer.
I'm not very fond of the idea of a multiplayer. A co-op, I think, could be fantastic. But I couldn't enjoy multiplayer, I don't think. It'd be too much Tarkov. Co-op would be good fun. It's like, I was discussing this with you the other night, how there's apparently a mod for the older Stalker games that makes it co-op. And I'm thinking about, because I've got a friend of mine who's got the older Stalker games, I'm thinking about just jumping on, playing some older Stalker as co-op. And just updating it with a few mods, things like that. That should be a blast. I'd love to see something similar. But the one thing I do have to keep giving to Stalker 2 is they are still responding to people. And not just that, I don't know if you've done this yet, but I joined their Discord. Well, I discovered it, shall we say. So if you ever come to here, you can discover Discords. You go and type in Stalker 2, search that. And here it is, the official Stalker community page. And you can actually look and see what people are discussing and things like that. It's a pretty decent place. They're also announcing things pretty constantly. You do have the Ukrainian and the English translations. English no spoilers, category rules, gameplay advice, PC specs, all this sort of stuff.
It's pretty standard these days for every game to have a Discord,
Exactly.
even if said game only lasts 10 days.
Yeah. But there's a reason I kind of came over here. Just trying to like drop all those down. Now, if I recall correctly, Stalker General, I was searching through here because obviously the GSC Game World devs are
Are
actually
you
starting.
reading that? Repairing a half-broken Siva now only costs 20k instead of 150k.
Yep,
You what?
yep. Now you
My
can sort of
God!
understand. There was a lot of people that had a lot to say,
I
and they
did
were
not know it was that
constantly,
bad.
yeah, they were constantly communicating though. Like with each other, discussing different things. You can see different screenshots and videos of the zone, all sorts of other bits. It's all interesting, and oh, straight past that. There you're right.
Eh,
uh, but yeah, there's a lot really in here. And it's highly recommended to at least have a peek in, see what they're discussing. There's a lot that a lot of people agree with, a lot that people will disagree with, but overall, it's still a damn good game. It's enjoyable as hell, but at the same time, it has shit it needs to resolve, and that's as much as we can say on that at this point. So we've covered kind of the first bit of patches. Still baffled how they've managed to drop a second patch in less than a day. I still can't really figure that out. I don't know about you.
I didn't expect it, that's for sure. I literally sent you the message because I was quitting the game to add a mod in because I'm trying to get constant headshot audio instead of
Yeah,
having a cooldown for five
I
seconds,
remember
which
that.
again makes no sense. And I found a couple mods that like replaced the headshot audio. I also had options to remove the cooldown, which unfortunately don't work, by the way.
Ouch.
When I quit the game, put one of the mods in, and went to play it, it said update. I was like, huh?
I think Will's mods are probably about equal to mine in size.
I don't have that many. I've not,
Oh,
as
really?
I told you, I when I first play a game, I don't mod it too much or at all, really,
Well, to be
because
fair, most of the mods
I
I've
like to
got,
play the base game.
most of the mods I've got, to be fair, mate, you know yourself, they're like fixers more than anything.
Yeah, I would agree, but I stick by my philosophy. Philosophy. Uh,
Philosophy.
that's the word. Thank you.
I'm gonna say, I'll accept that answer when you can say the word.
Philosophy.
So, there you go. Well done.
Brain no do very good today. Brain hurt.
So, seeing as we have finally reached the end of the year, I thought it'd be a good idea to move away from Stalker, which I'm sad to say, but we are eventually going to need to do so. But let's have a look at what games are coming out this December. What has a slight chance, or a possible chance in the slightest, to rival Stalker 2 as the game of the year?
Not even rivaling Stalker 2. This year has been awful for big titles. Are
Oh,
we
yeah.
going to even get a half decent release from a bigger company, or are the indie titles going to just rule over 2024?
That's the question. Because, like, we've got Path of Exile 2, which is not your sort of game, but it's something I played the original quite a lot. And it seems we've got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
First, what is that title?
Good question. I can't answer. It's something about a great circle that spans the earth.
It,
As much as I know.
no, I want about the dash after the title.
Oh, first person Nazi whipping.
Is Indiana Jones going back in time, or what's going on here?
I've it was always around that time period, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was. I don't. I don't remember seeing swastikas in any Indiana Jones game.
Well, maybe not in the game, but what was it now? The one where it's got the Ark of the Covenant and it's all Nazis that are trying to find it and they're trying to rule everything.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar, but names that have never been my
So
expertise.
just to like put this here, that this will make give you a good chuckle. So December, These are the games that are coming out this month. New games 2024 with dates to be announced. So then it's not coming in 2024, yeah?
Yeah.
Ark Survival Evolved 2.
Oh my god.
What a shocker.
How is it that we are 2 years almost into making this channel and we're still waiting on Arc 2?
Yeah, I mean, didn't we announce it when it got, like, announced? We
I'm
spoke
pretty
about it
sure
then.
it would have been announced before this channel existed.
Yeah, it was. But I'm pretty sure, like, when, like, while the main trailers came out with Vin Diesel in it, we actually reviewed it.
Probably.
Well, how mental do you? The developers baffle me. Just let's leave it there. Streets of Rogue 2. I love the first game. It's just dumb fun to have with your friend, to play with your friends.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I played with two of my friends, Ian and Callum, ages ago. Absolutely fell in love with how stupid and dumb it is. And now that they're making a sequel, all I can think is I can commit to mass murder again. And I'm all for this. It's the dumbest, most violent pixely game in the world, but I absolutely adore it. And I
Is
am
that not
so
what you want?
excited. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. But once again, it's an indie game.
Yep.
And it is planned to release this year.
Ooh,
So I will
got
be
me close.
picking it up. I know it's not going to cost very much because the first one didn't. But I know I'm going to have a blast. So I'm excited for that. I also need to like return and play the first one more because I enjoyed it. It's great. But yeah, there's not really much to come out of, as you can imagine, in the end of the year. Skate Story, whatever the hell this is. Fair enough. Might be some people's thing. That's been changed to 2025 at least. At least they know how to change a date. Arc.
Oh, they know how to change a date. They've just done it 17 times.
Yeah. So let's discuss something. I don't think I'm actually upset about it in the slightest, to be honest with you.
Just reading the title, I have one question to ask you.
Shoot.
Back in the day when you played Call of Duty, what was the most annoying thing to fight in a lobby? In my opinion, campers. And in a lot of people's opinions, campers. People who cannot leave the corner of their spawn, just sit with an LMG, prone in a corner, holding the fire button.
Yeah, back in the day,
What is
definitely.
what is this game going to be? Because it's snipers.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if you've ever played Sniper Elite.
I've not played it, but I've seen gameplay.
Oh, good. So you'll know what I'm on about when I say this. It's got some amazing mechanics built into it. So I don't understand why you'd make a spin-off of making like a battle royale of it. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just going to be snipers sniping each other from halfway across the map, which I'm fine with
Yeah.
that, but just give me a full map to find each other like you do with the invasion system in Sniper Elite 5. I don't know if I've ever spoken to you about that, but basically you can, you've got a system called invasion. And how it works, when you're playing the main story, or when others are playing the main story, they can even be with a friend, you can either invade them or they can invade you, and it's all random. And when they invade, they play as or you'd play as a Nazi sniper, hunting them down, and you're given the entire mission map to try and find them. You've got ways to narrow it down, but it's still difficult, and they've got to kill you as well. They can just complete the mission and get out without you finding them, but they get more points if they kill you, and you get rewards if you kill them. It's an interesting mechanic, but that's a better system than a battle royale. I don't know what your opinion is on that, but
I don't like battle royals. I think they're so overdone
agreed.
and so boring. I like that every match is different because you get different loadouts and stuff like that. But and I'm gonna take this from a TikTok I saw. I have no idea who made the TikTok or anything, but I remember reading it. and it was essentially how games die. And it's no longer fun because it's just sweats. And what happens is there's a meta. We're very familiar with metas in games. There's a
Way
specific
too.
gun that is ridiculously overpowered, and once it gets found by one person, there's suddenly thousands of YouTube videos about the meta,
Yep.
and all the sweats start using it. And you either use the meta or you can't play because you get beaten by the meta because it's ridiculously overpowered.
Yep.
So people who are just playing for fun and don't care what gun they use, they like play using different guns or like doing different things, they stop playing the game
Exactly.
because you're just getting killed by sweats using metas. And at that point, it's then sweats using metas versus sweats using metas. And that gets boring because obviously some people are better than others. No matter what, there's someone better than you.
Oh yeah.
That's something you gotta learn. And the ones who aren't as good as the other ones start leaving, and that continuously goes because they have to keep facing each other until either the sweats get bored because it's not as fun anymore, or they just leave because there's no one to no like easier people to kill basically, which is what they rely on to consider themselves good.
Why do you
And it
think
gets boring
why do you think I'm surprised that you still play Rust?
because Rust gets monthly updates, things get changed. There's always new people coming to the game because it is what it is. I don't know, it's very strange. And
And there's always
it's
new
not like,
metas.
yeah, and it's not just a small map of everyone using the same weapon. I also get so bored of using AK, which is just the main gun to use in the game. I love running
Yeah.
around with tier 2 guns. So yeah.
I'm taking the LR got fucking shit on them. I'll take that as a yes. Um but yeah, snipe battle royale games. There's no need for there to be so many of them. The fact that they're still ongoing is surprising to me. I thought we'd kind of killed them all off, but I guess not.
Live service, I don't think is bad because let's be honest, with a game, you can only do so much before it gets boring.
Yeah,
But battle royales are different because they're too short, in my opinion. The thing that's nice about the likes of Rust is there's many servers. Typically, you'll get a weekly wipe, a bi-weekly wipe, a fortnightly wipe, or a monthly wipe.
yeah.
Bi-weekly can be a bit short. You don't get much to do. Weekly, I think, is quite good because you have a bit of time to actually like do different things. Whereas like a battle royale game is like what 30-minute matches.
Yeah.
You by the time you get your loadout, you either immediately die to the meta loadout or you win and the game and that's the match over within like 5 minutes. And you have to
See,
go and do it all over again.
I've always been the kind of guy when it comes to like metas. I don't usually feel too comfortable using the weapons, and I've got to be comfortable to use the weapon. So I'll always use weapons that I feel most comfortable using, and I'm the same with every game I play. So 9 times out of 10, you will never see me using a meta gun.
Well, that's the thing. When it comes to meta, it's because the gun is either easy to use or ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah,
So either it's easy to use, you can hit basically every bullet, and if you don't do the same with whatever gun you're using, you'll lose the fight. Or the gun is extremely overpowered, you hit one or two bullets, the other person's dead. The gun you're using is too weak, and even if you hit every bullet, you can't kill them in time because the other gun is too strong.
oh, 100%.
But if you are comfortable with the gun you are using, you can very easily outkill any weapon.
Oh, 100%. It's just practice and
And
time.
that's kind of why the older Rust community hated the recoil change
I
in Rust
remember.
when they updated that like 2 years ago because, and I will admit, the game went from skill to luck because of aim cone. After like 4 bullets, you shoot consecutively quickly 4 bullets. Your aim cone increases massively. So
And as
full auto weapons at range just aren't really usable anymore. Now some of them make sense where SMGs shouldn't be, but other guns as well become very difficult to use when you have that much aim cone.
and as we all know, Will's luck is non-existent.
Don't even. That's why I use snipers because snipers don't have aim cone and I have insane shots and insane reaction time. Oh, you jump
Except
peeking
if
over
you
that
ever
wall, I'll
actually,
headshot you with it.
Except if you actually ever check out his TikTok, you'll see that he barely posts anything with snipers.
Because there's nothing exceptional. Like, just posting every headshot I hit is gonna get boring, you know? There's no like I spin around and quick scope them in the head. You know, if I get that, I'm gonna
Oh
fucking
dear.
post that out, which I've done before.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, the Sniper Elite Battle Royale reportedly cancelled as Concord flops rattles
Oh wait, it's
industry
cancelled.
nerves.
Oh,
Yeah,
canned.
they
Yeah,
cancelled it.
I didn't even
Uh,
put two and two together when it
yeah,
said canned.
nerves over industry nerves over live service games. Yeah, so they're getting frightened after what happened with Concord, and I mean that's Tencent that pulled it, which I didn't actually know
Just
they were
as you
owned by
said
Tencent.
though, like with the mechanics of Sniper Elite, it's not gonna really be fun as a
No,
PvP game.
as I said, it fits well with the invasion system, but that's about it.
Let's be honest. I take it do you get secondaries in Sniper Elite? Like, do you have a pistol?
Yeah, you have
Yeah,
a
this is everyone's
sniper,
just
a
gonna be
machine
running around
gun.
COD style.
You have a sniper, a submachine gun, and a pistol.
If there'll be two play styles in that game, and that's it. You'll have the people just sitting with snipers, patiently waiting to get a shot, and you'll have people running around thinking it's Call of Duty with the pistols and SMGs,
See,
and that's it.
it always baffled me because with Sniper Elite, one of the major parts is trapping. You trap areas,
It's the thing.
mines, tripwires, all sorts.
A game PvP Sniper Elite could work, but it would be fully on the community,
Yeah,
and that will never work. If you were to actually go into Sniper Elite, if both teams were to go into Sniper Elite with a game playstyle in mind, with a playstyle in mind,
yeah,
where you're both going to try and push the enemy into corners, then it would work, and it would work phenomenally. The gameplay would be so fun with you tactically playing with each other, pushing the enemy into a corner that they can't back out of until you eventually get the kill on them.
pretty much.
But that will never happen because the
No,
community doesn't play for fun anymore. They play to win. Don't
yeah,
get me wrong, winning is fun. Constantly losing tilts you. You get annoyed by it. You no longer want to play the game. You'll say the game is no longer fun if you constantly lose. And we've all been there. You have a bad day. You're constantly losing. You get
yeah,
pissed at the game. You feel like you don't want to play the game anymore. But that's not what it's all about.
yeah, exactly. So, the final thing to discuss for today, well,
Trees.
Fortnite broke another record. So, what it was, it's ironic that we've just spent like an hour absolutely destroying Battle Royale games, and now we're going on to the Battle Royale game as our finale for the episode, as it were. So apparently Fortnite broke another record. It was due to their remix finale event that happened last night. Epic revealed it was their biggest so far in-game concert. More than 14 million concurrent players partied up for remix, the finale, and more than 3 million estimated people streamed it online. Fortnite all-time record for an in-game concert. Thank you. But that was basically to gear up for their Chapter 6 Season 1 remix Chapter 2. I mean, happy for them, I guess. Well done. But
You
at
know,
the same time,
it's a place for all the kids to go to. They're not
yeah,
on other games ruining
that's,
experiences.
it's a fair way of looking at it.
No
The
offense,
kids,
but
yeah, keep them over there. We'll keep to a stalkers, and you know,
I'm
we'll
sure
go
when I
into
was younger playing Call of Duty Zombies, if anyone knew that I was a kid in the lobby, you know, they'd be annoyed. They'd think I'm going to do shit, which I probably did
same. But that's why I didn't
when I
get
was
a
younger.
mic until I was like 16. At which
Yeah.
point I was just, well, I was as vulgar as I am now, if not a bit more offensive.
Yeah, because snowflakes haven't came around to the world yet.
Yeah. But you know what? I feel like that's a pretty good place to end it off, unless you've got anything you'd like to discuss. Well,
Play Stalker 2. Aim for a
yeah,
head. Body
play
shots don't do anything.
Yeah, play Stalker 2. That is just something you generally
Yeah.
should be doing. Everyone
Oh,
should.
and have fun launching yourself across the map with the anomalies. It's quite fun.
The
It's actually
anomalies are
very
great.
easy to do, by the way.
Is it?
You just, as you're about to walk into it, throw a bolt. Figuring out the timing takes a moment, but literally a moment.
That's good to know. Thanks, Will. I'll
I
give
did it
that a
just
try.
for the experience of it, but it's funny.
I just
Um,
can't believe that guy in that video ended up sending himself directly into the cooling tower.
that was unbelievable. Um, doing it with ones higher up will pretty much guarantee your death. I think, unless there's like, I did see someone like, I think they were spamming their jump,
Yeah.
or like they just timed it well somehow, and they negated all fall damage. And basically, did a tiny bunny hop. I don't know if that was just luck or like maybe the game lagged as they're about to hit the floor because it's loading so much in and that like bugged it out and stopped them taking fall damage. I don't know if there's any mechanics behind it or if it's just luck. But yeah, I was using ones that were higher up in the air, like just above you, so
Hmm.
I could get more height just to see the map. But yeah.
Bloody hell. So yeah, play Stalker 2. Have a blast with a game that has been lovingly crafted. And enjoy yourselves with what you can. Sounds about right.
Hmm.
So then, we should probably quickly say we are going to be recording next week. It will be on the Saturday though. Might do a stream, might not. We'll see how we feel. It all depends because some things are happening next week. But yeah, that's pretty much the major plan. So unless there's anything else, well,
Play Stalker 2.
play Stalker 2. Yeah, perfect. Well then, thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And we will see you all in the next one. Bye for now, guys.
Have a good one, guys. See you next week.